Imagine having a reverse Yelp, where we rate customers on their attitudes, manners, and how well they tip. What review would you leave? I stayed at an Airbnb in China and my host reviewed me. Google Translation. Very handsome big boy. Her kids dropped the popcorn, so she asked me for a broom, to let them clean it up themselves. I said it wasn't necessary, but she insisted that she wanted to raise them to be conscious of the fact that, when they make a mess someone has to clean it up. Nice lady. 5. This girl was clearly having a bad day. She seemed really angry and upset. I tried my best to help, but there wasn't much I could do. I took her order, served her as usual. She got a call, and walked out of the restaurant. I went to the table, and found a $50 bill and a sweet little note about how her husband died, and she really appreciates my patience. 5 stars. Best customer. Very polite but also incredibly awkward for some reason. Very friendly. Usually gets a root beer to start, and a coffee after their meal, eats out on break from lunch daily. Usually wants quick service and minimal interruptions. Sometimes eats with a client. Usually tips well. Made many additional requests throughout the meal during peak dinner hour. Left the table disgustingly messy. Did not tip well. This guest is awesome. Likes to take suggestions. So offer a drink, and make sure to have some lesser known dishes memorized. Will talk to you for as long as you let them. I would mostly try to let other waiters know what to expect from tables. The lady who yelled at me on the second day of my first job over the price of milk can have a solid 1 star. Came on opening weekend of one of the biggest movies of the year 5 minutes before the showtime, and then was shocked they'd have to stand in line for their concessions. Then complained to management that they missed their movie. Like, what did they think was going to happen? Like we'd have a reserved placed in line for them because of their obvious VIP status as King Doucher Lord of Asland. Came in, ordered, ate their food in silence, left minimal mess and a reasonable tip, then buggered off. My perfect customer. 5 stars. Drunken fool tried to return half bottle of booze because it tastes off. Watch him get in his car and promptly called police to report drunken driver. A customer walked in the front door of my very closed, curbside only pub today and asked if we had any steak. He had to ignore a giant sign saying, "Please stay outside, we will bring your phone. Online order out to you." 0 out of 5 stars. I almost had a rage stroke. Edited to add. This is the second time he's done it. Becky and Judy. 5 stars. After 2 glasses of Tempranillo, Judy is going to order a half glass. Ask if she went to physical therapy today for her shoulder. If she did, give her the full glass. Becky will wink at you. Nice. Pleasant man. Always orders the same sandwich every time. Making preparing for him simple despite the complicated sandwich. Tips well. Never talks longer it takes to complete his order. Also, the only male regular over 50 that doesn't leer at my underage coworker. 5 stars. She lied about her hair history. Wanted white blonde in one session on her virgin dark hair, that the strand test determined was a lie. Said she could do it herself at home. Turned hair orange instead. Came back to get a color correction, and after explaining why she couldn't have blonde, she said she'd settle for anything but orange, and lighter than the dark. Gets a beautiful chocolate caramel color and cries because it's not blonde and too expensive. And also leaves no tip. 5 stars. Not worth my time. Guy comes in the middle of the festival. No reservation. By car. And blames me because it took him 2 hours to go the entrance of the city to my hotel because there are 200,000 people walking around the streets and police barrages to help the flow of pedestrians. Then he blames me again because he did all of this for nothing because we are full. What did he think would happen? Walking in with no reservation during the city's largest festival. 1 star. Would not recommend. Apparently the basic front desk bell is too complicated of a mechanism to operate for this person. Also demanded that I reduce her rate because we ran out of complimentary coffee and she couldn't wait the 2 minutes it would take me to make a new pot. You insulted the housekeepers. 2. 0 stars edit. Wow. My first silver. Thank you, kind stranger. She walked into the store and complained that outside smelled of gasoline. I told her we would address that issue as soon as an employee became available to do so. The customer is apparently unaware they are pumping gas at a gas station when complaining about the scent of gas. Perhaps she could consider not huffing it while filling her tank. Edit. Holy shnikes, my most upvoted comment ever is about someone sniffing gasoline. Makes me think of the Black Mirror episode where everyone has a social score and others can see it. The curly-haired young guy with glasses and a baggy skater vibe dress sense. Clearly smokes hella weed. Comes in high and orders food, and is always just so polite. Like as polite as a customer can get. Sits on a chair and waits for his order, and has this stupid smile on his face staring at nothing like 3 times a week. I don't know you, but I love you, bro. Edit. I should mention, I'm a stoner myself, so I love the guy extra. I just wish the lady that cuts my hair would discreetly tell me if I'm a good tipper or not. Edit. While I'm at it, how much goes on the tip line of a takeout receipt? I'm just making that crap up as I go. Totally not ready for a verse Yelp. Gap. She practically drinks all the salsa, and I keep having to give her refills. Her chip to salsa ratio is seriously questionable. Otherwise, she's nice enough. Edit. I misread the question. I thought it asked what review would someone leave of me. I'm the salsa lover. Stupid witch ordered a frappuccino with no ice, then proceeded to be pissed at us there were no ice in it. When we asked her if she wanted ice, she screamed at us and said no. I hope she stubs her toe every day for the rest of her life, and she gets cheated on. I would give 0 stars, but Yelp makes me give 1, so I guess good job at wasting space. Stupid cunt kept trying to order a cheeseburger without cheese, even though I was trying to save her money by suggesting to instead order a hamburger. Fast forward 30 seconds, and she paid for the cost of a cheeseburger, but without the cheese. I hope she choked on it. 1 star. Threw a drink at my lead. 0. 10 get ducked sideways with a par leaks you ducking after birth. This stupid old man threw a tantrum over canned noodles. I told him it was on the shelf, but he insisted there were bags in the boxes on top. I told him the boxes were full of the same canned brand, but he didn't listen and started to cause a scene. I went to get my card with a step stool on it to show him, but he started hitting his cart yelling damn it. I got so angry I ripped the box off the top shelf and canned everywhere. He just said, "Guess they were cans," and walked off. 20 minutes later he comes back and buys the cans. 0. 10. 1 star. Took a crap in the sink. Uber has a system like this, where they rate passengers. I like it. It means good customers get full ratings, and are more likely to get drivers responding to them. Bad customers will go to the back of the line. I'm proud to say that I'm a 5.0 star passenger, which really isn't that big an accomplishment. It just means that I was well behaved and sat there like a normal person while they drove me to my destination. That's all it takes. Customer service swings both ways in my opinion. Good customers should get good service. Bad customers should be given the bare minimum or thrown out if they are abusive or disruptive. I've talked about this idea many times. It would be so magical. I greeted the table and they didn't even look at me. They just said water. So I get their waters and their food order, which was difficult because they asked a million questions that could have been answered by reading the menu. That's what it's there for. Then when I'm trying to deliver the food, no one was paying attention and they couldn't remember what they even ordered. They were just overall kind of rude and annoying, but they left 18%, so that's better than what I thought they were going to leave. 3. 5 stars. Can't really recommend. She only ever tips the coins left from the transaction. Usually a 0. 0.5. While waiting for her order, she loudly explains the most recent conservative talking points to everyone in earshot. On her last visit, which was on the day shelter in place was announced here in SF, she spent 20 minutes ranting about how only businesses had the authority to close themselves down. Truly hope never to serve her again. 1 star. Started out okay, but interaction quickly declined when customer was mildly inconvenienced by new guidelines put in place due to an ongoing global pandemic. Should have spoken to manager about abysmal behavior. Lost faith in customers as a brand. Won't be using again until my bosses make me, because their money is more important than my safety. If I'm essential, how come they get to treat me like freshly churned peacock crap? 0. 10 stars. Horrible idea. Massive design flaws.